Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Flip that way. Together, we're Backyard Musings, Apple Valley, California.
Science and Technology Channel.
Yes, it's a good story today. Blue
This is a
whale
good story.
births remain unseen because they occur in winter when researchers typically aren't observing them. That took rocket scientists to figure that out. By the time whales return to summer feeding grounds, their calves are already weaned. Only two blue whale births have ever been recorded in human history, both occurring decades ago. This remains an extraordinary mystery given that there were once hundreds of thousands of blue whales before whaling began. Even today, their population is estimated to be between 10,000 and 25,000, and they give birth every two to 3 years. A new University of Washington study published on February 20th in Endangered Species Research offers a possible explanation. Would you like to know more?
So does that number between 10 and 25,000, which is quite a bit, 10,000 to 25,000, does that consider them to be an endangered species?
I don't know. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So not only are births remarkably stealthy, but calves are also rarely sighted, far less often than would be expected based on their pregnancy rates. Calves closely follow their mothers and are typically seen in mother-calf pairs, yet why so few are detected remains unclear. The research suggests when and where these unseen births are occurring and where blue whale calves spend their earliest months. The findings provide some hope for the health of the population.
So this reminds me of how the killer whales they hunt these calves, and they'll a pod of killer whales will go under will go under the mother and calf, then blow up bubbles that will scare the calf away from the mother, and then they separate it, and then they just attack the calf, and then once you separate the mother and the calf, it's all over.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about these things. They're by the time they're weaned, I guess, or maybe we don't want to jump ahead, but I mean these things are a pretty good size. Not only when they're
Yeah, they're
born,
big.
but they're big. So um, I wouldn't have even thought about. I guess a killer whale. Why would a killer whale go after something so large? I know they go after seals and sea lions,
Well,
and that.
they work as a team. I mean, they work as a team. They go after great white sharks. They're like the wolves of the sea.
Yeah.
All right. Trevor Branch, a UW professor of aquatic and fishery sciences who studies blue whales, set out to unravel this mystery by looking at a range of hypotheses. He proposes that one in particular is the best explanation. It's mostly because researchers prefer summertime research on feeding congregation of blue whales, but calves are born in fall and winter and are weaned before they return to feeding areas.
In summer, blue whales migrate to feed in colder regions where krill is plentiful. For example, off California. In winter, when ready to give birth, they return to warmer regions like the Gulf of California and the eastern tropical Pacific. Around 7 months after being born and already at a whopping 52 feet, which is pretty big,
Yeah.
long, the calves are weaned and stop associating with their mothers. So.
But across various blue whale populations, high pregnancy rates of 33 to 50% annually seem to contradict the average 3.1% rate of sightings of blue whales involving mother calf pairs. When compared with other hypotheses to explain the mystery of why so few calves are observed, such as low fetal survival, low calf survival, low birth rates, or calf separation from mother, Branch discovered that the timing hypothesis best explained observed patterns.
This is a quote. My conceptual model can explain the mystery of the missing calves. Blue whales produce calves or give birth shortly after departing their summer feeding grounds and wean their calves 7 months later, just before they return. That's according to Branch. This would explain why researchers, most of whom conduct blue whale field studies in summer months, seldom sight mothers and calves.
Branch compiled data from long-term field studies and combined this with biological information from historical whaling records to come up with this hypothesis. finding higher proportions of calves in winter regions and lower proportions in summer regions. He is now coordinating a large collaboration to test the idea with field data by month in each region, combined with estimates of the size of calves by month.
One concern about low calf sighting rates was that this might be a warning sign of low birth rates or low survival of calves. Instead, the new hypothesis offers up some hope that higher numbers of calves could be sighted from field studies concentrated in regions that blue whales travel to in winter and spring. Quote, this new idea provides an alternative explanation for why some blue whale populations appear to produce very few calves. It's not a failure of calf production, it's because of field work in those populations is understandably concentrated in easily accessible summer feeding areas, according to Branch. So, yeah, sad.
So if they're getting
Cool.
if they're getting to 50 feet by that 7 months, and then they break off the mom, they're probably looking like they're juveniles and not counted as calves, maybe.
Well, I was going to say, how long? Of course, you say they fight they're in packs or schools, right?
The
These
killer
killer
whales?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 3 or 4 of these things ganging up on a 52-foot juvenile whale is, they probably at that point, the killer whales have some experience where the juveniles maybe don't. So,
Well, maybe they're attacking it when it's 30 feet long or 20 feet long, They're trying to separate, and it takes more than 3 or 4. They're trying to separate that calf from the mother so that they get an easy meal from the calf.
yeah. I wonder how the mothers react.
Oh, they're desperate to try slapping the surface, chasing off the killer whales. But when you got a dozen or 8, you're chasing one and the others. It's just like watching lions try and separate a mother wildebeest or a mother buffalo from its young.
Right.
They just take turns, confusing the mother until the calf gets away, and boom, they get the calf.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? What is that called? The circle of life, right?
Circle of life. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.
take care, everyone. Thanks.